It's super, super rare, a childhood cancer. That's another reason why St. Jude picked me up. I was 20 years old whenever I ended up hurting my foot skateboarding. Ended up finding out I got cancer. Did the chemo for however many months, but then they ended up extending it because the tumor didn't shrink at all. So I ended up amputating. AI is very, very useful, though.
It's a tool, and it cannot replace a person or...
I don't know. You seen that robot with the fully articulated tongue?
All right, whoa.
That's crazy.
A lot of people don't even notice that I have a prosthetic, even when I'm wearing shorts. Now, of course, if you look at me, you can tell, but if I walk up to you, you're not gonna
Dude, if you live in fucking Louisiana, you should know how to swim.
Oh, so I take cancer and going through that as a blessing, okay? After that, I tried to just do things the best of my ability and correctly and live my life how it should be, and then also to live it to the fullest.
I got hella problems. Don't need no shovel, handle dirt with choppers. You get your issues, try killing me. Eliminate all contenders, talk about ending me. Got Glocks and Drakes, some bullets sped out. Yeah, the mortician can't get the lead.
All right, guys, we are back in the Wolf Den today, and we have Mr. Toby Talbot, longtime friend and cancer survivor.
What's up?
How you doing today?
Pretty good. Thank y'all for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. I know you can have a lot of good things to say today in the podcast just about your experiences and what you do now, because that's another thing that we're going to talk about is the way that you got into the career that you actually in now from what had happened.
Right, absolutely.
So you kind of, I'm going to just let kind of the viewers know. So I know Toby from, we used to party back in the day in college all the time, left and right. There wasn't pretty much a weekend, a Monday, Tuesday.
Absolutely,
Then what,
downtown.
Wednesday, we pretty much took a little break. Then Thursday was El Paso.
Yeah.
Then downtown.
I forget a lot.
Dude.
I don't remember a lot.
Oh, bro, El Paso.
Probably because we used to tear it up.
Y'all got a route.
Oh, yeah, it was Thursday, El Paso. We had drinking
El Paso
double,
be popping off.
double margaritas, Bob. Be getting fucked up before we go out. And then we'd go either back to like the house and pregame a little bit more, then be out for like 10 or 11. Then Friday night was back downtown. Saturday night back downtown. Monday rest day. Sunday night rest day. Monday rest day. Tuesday do it all over again.
You're treating going out like a gym routine.
That's what it was. Shit,
Pretty much,
that's
yeah.
what it was.
But yeah, so of course, how you want to start it off?
Oh, let them kind of know like where you kind of like what happened, like how you found out even about your cancer.
All right. So of course, it's gonna be 10 years this year. I was 20 years old whenever I ended up hurting my foot skateboarding. Ended up finding out I got cancer. They called me on the phone actually when I was working at work, and then they said, "Hey, you need to come in." It was actually at the hospital, Shawbills in Houma. I go over there, and they just told me, they wanted to amputate right away, but my mom wanted a second opinion. Ended up going to St. Jude. Luckily, they paid for everything.
So what kind of cancer?
So it was osteosarcoma bone cancer.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, it was just in your in like your
heel.
In your heel.
It's in my heel. Yeah.
And you pretty much found that out because you had got into a skateboard accident.
Right. Yeah.
You didn't even.
No, I never had no issues with bone cancer in my family or had any other, problems with my foot besides rolling it or hurting it as a kid. And then, so it actually took a long time for them to diagnose me. So I went to the hospital. They did x-rays. They couldn't figure out what it was. I went back for an MRI, and then they called me and said, hey, so originally they thought I had hardware left in my foot because it kind of looked like a nail inside the heel, but it was actually the tumor eating through the bone.
You had a nail in your foot?
No,
from something?
no, it was just a tumor. Like
I know, but like, why did they think that was hardware?
So when I guess in the MRI, the scan, like let's say you have
it just shows a
your
mass,
bone,
I
right,
guess.
and it's dark, and they thought it might have been a nail or hardware that someone left from a surgery. If I had broken,
like they didn't know if you had any prior surgery.
Correct, yeah, exactly. So then they still didn't know what it was, so they did a biopsy, and they shoved a big ass needle into my foot and then pulled it out, like a big chunk of it. That hurt pretty bad. And then they researched it, couldn't figure out what it was, ended up sending it to Tulane. Tulane didn't know what it was. They sent it to the University of Florida, and then they diagnosed me with chondroblastic osteosarcoma, bone cancer.
Why didn't they understand or know what it was?
I don't know. I think Florida's the head of cancer research, and because it's super rare. It's like winning the lottery. Like the shitty lottery one. Yeah, so it's super, super rare, a childhood cancer. That's another reason why St. Jude picked me up. And they was like, look, we'll pay for it or whatever. So I ended up going to Memphis. All right. And that was, thinking back on it, that kind of fucked me up worse than having to amputate my foot or going through the chemo. Seeing kids young, and I had, like I said, I was 20, so I had already lived a lot of my life and did a bunch of crazy shit by then. And you go and you see these 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds with like, they're gonna die for sure, and it's just super messed up and heartbreaking for sure.
We left off.
So, and I honestly have a story about that. So, me and my mom went up there by ourselves, just me and her. And every day we would eat breakfast with this little girl and a mom. And this is what tore me up the worst is like one day they weren't there. Now they could have went home or, she could have passed away, which is, a reality with things that happen like that. Right, exactly. And so we ended up leaving Memphis, coming back after I had my port and everything. I don't know if I already did a round of chemo yet or not. It would have probably been around June 2016 when we came back. And then I started doing chemo in Baton Rouge. So the plan was for me to do chemo from like I said, around June, August till December of 2016. And then basically what I would do is 1 week I'd go to Baton Rouge. They'd admit me. I'd stay overnight for a couple of days. I would get one 24-hour bag of chemotherapy dripped into my body or whatever you want to call it. So dripped in.
I think we call it the body.
Yeah. I'm nervous. So dripped one 24-hour bag of chemotherapy, and then I'd go home after I'd piss it all out. And then the next week, I'd come back and do the same thing, one 24-hour.
That's how that works?
Well, you can do it different ways, but as a child, you can handle the most chemo, so I'm sure they would hit you hard. I really don't know. I don't know. They probably was experimenting on me. I mean, dude, I really don't know.
I mean, yeah, isn't St. Jude's like a research facility, research hospital?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe so, but I mean, oncologists, which I think chemotherapy is a scam. Do I think I could have amputated and been cancer-free? Probably so. I don't know. We'll never know. But the third week, I'd go back and I'd get 3 24-hour bags of chemotherapy, and then I'd have a week off. So I did that for, till December, pretty much. At this point, I had lost my hair. You get really, really sick over time.
Yeah, I remember you got skinny, huh?
Yeah, I got down to 108 pounds. But I'm a firm believer in medical marijuana, absolutely, or just smoking weed in general. But of course, if you can't smoke it, of course, ingest it, whatever. But I think it has a lot of health benefits, especially since the fact that I'm living proof of it. I'd go to the hospital, not eat for 5 days, 4 days. I mean, I'd probably eat a little bit, but not like talk about. And then I'd go home, smoke, eat everything. My mom would come. I had this little like room with a little recliner in it that I would just chill in when I was home.
Do you feel like that like helped out like your other symptoms?
Nausea, yeah, for sure. Because I mean, you just it's really, really, really sick. Like you just hurting really bad, wanting to sleep a lot. But another bad thing is like I said, I was 20, so I had just like started a career. I was trying to figure out what I was gonna do. I didn't know for sure that at the time I was operating equipment. I didn't know for sure I wanted to do that for the rest of my life. And then whenever this happened, it's like I had to move back home. Just a bunch of shit just happened all at once. It kind of sucked. But at the end of the day, God works in mysterious ways for sure. So whatever. I did the chemo for however many months. Well, then they ended up extending it because the tumor didn't shrink at all. It might have shrunk like a few percent. They wanted 90% of it going, like shrinking down. Didn't happen. So then they extended the chemo to like March of the following year. But in October, that's whenever I had my amputation. And they kind of gave me the choice. They were like, look, we can either amputate or cut the heel off. I mean, maybe do some experimental type of stuff. But I got a buddy who I told y'all about earlier. He lost his leg. And we kind of talked about the best thing if you have an amputation or anything like that is peer. Find someone that it's happened to. It doesn't matter if it's the same way you lost your legs, but as long as, they're an amputee, you can kind of, get feedback from it, seeing how hard it is or whatever. So right. I ended up amputating and then started my journey, doing that. And then
was there like a certain spot that you had to go on or like is it like safe to like? Does it matter? Like, or like, can they go lower? Like, do you have that choice?
So the doctor kind of, I guess, he chose that, but of course they want to leave you as much as they can, but they want to take away enough to hopefully the cancer doesn't
not gonna spread.
go up. Right, exactly, yeah. So what I'm considered a below knee amputee. Like at the ankle, it would be a Symes, and then if you're missing toes, it'd be like transmetatarsal amputation. Different things, like there's different levels. And above the knee, of course, is above the knee, and then through the knee would be a knee disartic. So it really just depends. But a lot of amputations now, I don't know if they really go through the knee unless.
Why would you? What would be the reason?
I guess that's just the way that.
Yeah, to me, it's either below it or I would just, like you said, take it out.
I would say either.
But the more you have, so that's another thing too.
I know, but then it's just like, bro, my kneecap, and you got to go through that too.
Right. So and you wouldn't have your kneecap. You would just have the condyles of your knee.
Right.
So, but I don't know. I mean, I've seen on the line of field, so I'm in prosthetics now.
That's how you basically kind of got into that because of this.
Correct. Yeah.
Like where how did it happen? Where you
I was in the hospital, and basically whenever I was to start getting my prosthetics, somebody came see me right after I amputated my leg and put on a shrinker sock to start to shape the end of your leg. Of course, you want something kind of like this, rounded on the bottom. So anyway, someone came see me, and then when I ended up meeting the owner of the company later down in the line, he was like, "Hey, look, if you want a job, get to learn." Like, he asked me what I was gonna do. I didn't know what I was gonna do. Of course, everybody in our area goes in their plant. They all go work in the oil field. That's what most people do. Mm-hmm. And so I, of course, thought that would be my route. I'll probably end up going to do that. But as things ended up happening, I didn't.
Probably very grateful that you did.
Yes, 100%. Well, it's funny because, like I said, so I was equipment operator, and when they were like, "Hey, if you want a job learning how to make prosthetics," so I kind of weighed my options. Do I want to go out in the weather, sweat my ass off,
breathing chemicals all day?
Exactly. Or, well, in making prosthetics, you breathe in chemicals.
Laminating
like epoxy resin, but you're in AC.
Well, and I'm sure you can
wear a mask.
Yeah,
shit like that. So it's definitely not as bad. I think the worst thing that I would in prosthetics is probably grind and carbon fiber, especially without a mask on. You'll shoot snot rockets of black shit all day.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's definitely not healthy.
You definitely did it a couple times.
A lot. But then you itchy. It gets all over your arms if you don't wear long sleeves, stuff like that. But yeah, so I ended up starting to work as a prosthetic technician.
So whenever you're doing that, like I watched some of your Snapchats and stuff, whenever you would post stuff, is that like just like multiple layers of wrapping, and like how does that kind of work?
So making the prosthetic itself. So so of course, I'll kind of just go over the process a little bit. So of course you get seen, right? You take a cast, or the company I work for now, we do 3D printing. So I scan you. But the old way would be take a cast of your leg, then pour up the cast and make a plaster mold, okay? So you'd have a mold of your leg, modify it to where you have areas that are sensitive. You can't really have a lot of pressure on there or not. Modify the leg, and then pull a plastic socket to put it on you, maybe, and you stand on it, make sure that it doesn't hurt, pinch, or poke, or pressure you anywheres, and then hopefully take some steps. But when you're a new amputee, it kind of sucks to put weight on it. You really don't want to do that. And then when you're making the final one, it would be layers of different material. Like I've worked somewhere where they use Kevlar, but mainly it's a material like Niglass or carbon fiber. It's just different materials, and then you put epoxy resin and vacuum form it, and then once it hardens up, you pull it off, grind it to the right shape, and then there you go.
That's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And now that y'all do with the 3D printers, that kind of eliminates a lot of that mess.
Right. Yeah. So 3D printing for sure, I think, is the future in prosthetics and in a lot of different things. And so what I take away from it is, let's say if I cast your leg and I push too hard on one spot, well, I just put a foreign shape to your leg. Now, of course, I could see an experienced eye can see that when they pour it up with plaster and then be able to fix it. But let's say if you're not experienced, then you might mess up, or on a computer you can always press undo and then go back to a starting point and retry. The next thing too is that it's pretty quick to print out something and then pour that up, and I just think digitally modifying anything as far as, prosthetics or orthotics is definitely a game changer for sure.
Right.
So when y'all print something, that's not the actual product that's going on the person's leg. That's just for the mold?
Right, yeah. That'll be to fit it, to make sure it
Okay,
fits.
I got you.
Right, yeah. To bill insurance, I believe it has to be made out of carbon fiber and epoxy resin.
Gotcha. So there's
Right
no
now, at
approved like actual 3D.
So there's prototypes in the work, but you gotta like go through I guess the same thing with like food. Like you have to go through the FDA stuff like that. Well, in prosthetics, you got to go through something to
Correct.
get
Like
it
something
approved.
like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then go through like a trial process to make sure it's not gonna break on someone.
I'm pretty interested in. Well, before I even ask this question, not 'cause I'm gonna remember it. Do you want to try some of these hell of us?
Yeah, I'll try one.
They're actually really good. Oh, anybody else want one? You want one? Man, you want to wake up in there? I know I see you sleeping.
Shout out Brody.
Yeah. So guys, this is hell of a spark.
Eat all these?
Yeah, eat all 4. So this is hell of a spark. This is Brody. Shreds new product. You can find it. Find them on. I think it's hellova.com, I believe. But if that's wrong, you could go on Brody's Brody Shreds Instagram and find it on there, and you can order. I'm pretty sure they're still doing the welcome pack, but it's basically 50 milligrams of caffeine. So like a cup of coffee, basically.
Tell you what, though, they got the flavor down pat.
Yeah, flavor.
My God.
They got lion's
good.
mane in it. L-theanine for your mood. It's legit. I call it
fuck.
nature's Adderall.
Nick
Yeah.
needs 2 packs.
Straight up.
You drink coffee every day? Or no?
No.
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 If anything, I don't need as many packs because this is probably going to have me up till like 1 o'clock in the morning now.
No way.
No, just that.
Yeah.
Nah, you right.
But my question is,
He acts like he's not up till 1 o'clock in the morning anyway. What's this dude talking about?
my question is, have you seen any like advancements with AI and electronics into some of the prosthetics, like as far as like toes and hands and being able to
I came into the game kind of late. They already had advancements like that in the 90s when computers, I guess, started coming around. That's whenever prosthetics got into like things started happening, right? From what I've seen, at least as far as with arms and hands, they use electrodes to okay, let's say you cut your hand off. Just like I could feel my foot, you can still do this, right? It's gonna feel like you're doing this.
Oh, you like if your hand's not there, you can.
Right, because you still have nerves. Your muscles are still there, so it's gonna fire. Like if you grab your arm and do this, you feel your muscles moving, right?
Right.
So you're still gonna have these movements.
Like but it's not really happening.
Right, exactly. And
That's
I'd
crazy.
assume if you were born like, I have a friend, which I don't know if I should.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to drive the bus.
Oh, well, anyways,
You have a friend that was born.
right with he's cut right here. He actually played baseball.
He was born like that.
Right, yeah.
So does he even have?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he might have a feeling of doing this because it was so long ago, or maybe he was born. I don't know if he was born. I think he was though. But you don't have the feeling of doing this, right?
Well, that's actually a good question to ask. Maybe somebody that you like
Yeah.
later down the road, like, hey,
Right.
if you like somebody that was born like that,
Right.
like, do you even have this feeling because you don't
Correct.
you don't know,
Right.
right?
Exactly. So like if you cut your hand off and you do like this, you're still gonna feel like this, right?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure. Now I could be wrong. I'm definitely not 100% professional. I haven't been in this field 30 plus years. I've only been doing it for about around 9-10 years. If you had your hand before, get it cut off, you put on a prosthetic. I think it's easier to use a prosthetic because you already know these kind of
Those movements.
movements exactly. So, but from what I've seen, I think it's not there yet. I think it will be very soon. I'm not saying that people can't use arms.
Well, my thing is just like if you're saying that that's been around since the 90s.
Well,
I would
certain things have probably been around.
You don't
maybe
think
early 2000s.
You don't think they got some like maybe like millionaires that might have a kid that you know what I'm saying, and then like
Yeah.
they just got some like next level like.
I mean, yeah,
you know what I
absolutely.
mean?
100%
I mean, you're starting to
probably
see
so.
it at different like tech shows and stuff where they show they can move it, kind of. But as far as advancement food,
no, they got-
like
they got
normal-
robotics
they
where-
got
well, no,
stuff,
they
yeah.
had a
Like,
little
look, they
kid
had-
who
they
made
had
one
one-
in his own bedroom. He made.
Well, no,
like,
they had
like
one where the guy, you don't
$600.
see him where he made it to where it's pressure sensitive, where he don't crush the Coke can.
Right.
Like-
yeah. Well, they'll. I'm sure they have that, but I'm talking about like perfect move and
Yeah,
grab or
yeah,
something.
me too.
It's
That's
not
what I'm
fluent.
talking-
I don't think it's
that's-
fluent.
That's what I'm talking about. Like
Well-
you be able to like write an essay, grab something, throw a baseball. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And then
How-
they had the video where the dude's hand just started
Yeah,
getting.
yeah,
You seen
that's
that
funny.
one?
Yeah,
He
that's
just kept
funny.
going all
That's so
crazy.
funny.
Well, they did have the guy who had the Neuralink and he's paralyzed.
But that
from the
okay,
neck
that's what I was
down.
going to say.
That's
He
crazy.
uses a
Control
cursor, right, on a
cursor on
computer.
there.
So
with his eye moving.
I
right?
think
No,
that'll
with the
be-
brain signals. That's the point of the Neuralink because
Oh.
they have eye
Right.
movement ones, but it's brain
brain signal. No,
from
you're
the
right. You're
link.
right. You're right.
right,
you're
and he uses whatever. So I'm sure they'll have that. But like I said, as far as getting your arm and then a prosthetic that you wear on your arm that is skin fit, that you have the different movements. From what I've seen, I haven't seen anyone like get it and stay using it. There's also a lady from Homa who got her arms amputated, and she doesn't use a prosthetic. She said that it's easier to not use it. It's kind of I'm sure the arms and hands probably kind of get in the way. I mean, I don't know.
I'm just thinking of like some like. Now this is unrealistic, probably like, but like I'm thinking like of a Marvel movie. The Marvel movie, what's his name? The one of the guy that rolls around in the Captain America movies. You know what I'm talking about? That
Oh, Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
Oh, right, yeah.
Dude, I feel like that's almost an advantage if you have like an arm like that and you go to punch somebody, or you know what I mean? Like
it could
that's
be,
almost
yeah.
like a lethal weapon or
Right.
something, you know?
I
But
think for sure.
I
in the
don't think
future.
that is that advanced. Like I was saying though, like you can't really like just
Right.
do
yeah.
whatever you want to do.
You can, but it's not like our arm. You know, it's not like your
Right.
hand, like going to grab something. Like from what I've seen, but you know, there could be people out there. Like I see a dude on TikTok and he's like got his middle finger and his hand is just spinning around in a circle. You never seen that?
Mm-mm.
I guess I'm on amputation TikTok. That's my algorithm.
yeah. So you be seeing,
Yeah.
you probably be seeing people like 3D print shit for their stuff or something.
Yeah, that like I think you was just talking about this. So they had a guy who 3D printed hands for like $600. So that dude, the shit's expensive.
Well, no, the guy that I was talking about, he's actually a little kid, and he was able to make electric like a hand like that. And this kid wasn't old. I forgot why he did it, but he did it out of his bedroom, and what it took like MIT engineers millions of dollars, whatever.
Right.
He did it for like $600 in his bedroom.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, like come on, bro.
But yeah,
It's kind of like some of that stuff, like what you were showing me with that guy. The other
Made
day.
his eyes
Yeah,
blinking.
with the AI and all, like just writing. He wrote
Right.
out like full code and made some little things with the 3D printer, and then
They had a
basically,
camera, so basically,
yeah,
where it would follow you and the eyes would blink and
right. Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure like China and Japan, they got crazy
Yeah.
like stuff that we don't even know about.
that's what I'm
you know?
saying.
Yeah.
Even the U.S. government, like
Yeah.
you haven't been hearing all of them stories that they said that they got witnesses from Venezuela. Supposedly, the U.S. was using advanced technology that they like witnessed. The
oh, you're talking
soldiers-
about with
the soldier-
bleeding,
yeah, bleeding through the
and shit.
eyes
They
and
did like
throwing
a
up.
sonic weapon.
Yeah, it's like they use a sonic.
It's almost like a
weapon.
Oh, right.
microwave.
Yeah. Oh,
They
I'm
said,
sure.
like-
I'm sure they got.
Yeah, it's like a
insane stuff.
5G type microwave scenario.
Sometimes- yeah,
I
bro.
think that's why nobody wants to fuck with us. Because they
Honestly,
probably know.
that too, and then you see this stuff with the drone shit that they got, like the drone shows and all. Now they talking about they finally figured out like how to introduce AI into it to use it for government field to have like coordinated drone attacks. So just think about it, like if you somebody like against the U.S. government, God forbid, and they
Yeah.
really want to get your ass, like they send in like 100 drones and they coordinated. Like,
Well,
come
You gotta
on,
stop
man.
watching how much shit you talk on the podcast.
Well,
now.
hey, bro,
You
I
have a
know
little
what I'm saying.
drone flying through your window.
Hey, if the U.S. government comes
What?
to
Nick
kill
ain't
me,
paying taxes?
if the U.S. government comes to kill me, all of y'all gonna have a problem because that's gonna be a bad day.
Fuck
'cause-
no, I'm turning you in, dog.
no, I mean I'm saying like they ain't coming just for me. Just like that means if they attacking the people, we all in some deep shit, in a bad situation. That's all I'm saying.
Well, in Ukraine, they have like that. They were fighting with drones over there. You can see
Oh
the
yeah,
videos.
but
but
it
it wasn't
fighting
like
they,
talk about.
they fighting with drones like what we got. Like we can, I can hook up a little pack of C4 and whatever to one of our drones and do exactly what they were doing, but
Right.
we would never do something like that.
Right. Oh,
Like,
absolutely. Yeah.
Nah, I mean now there's a civil war and then the government tyranny starts. I'm just talking shit. I'm just talking shit.
So I think AI is very, very useful though. Like it's,
Oh.
I
It's
use
a
it
tool.
a lot. 100%. Yes.
And people need to know, I'm glad you're actually bringing that up and saying that, but people need to realize that it's a tool and it's cannot replace a person or another whatever.
Right.
I don't know. You seen that robot with the fully articulated tongue that moves
All right,
now?
well,
That's
the
crazy.
companion robot.
You know
That's
what I-
crazy.
You know what I mean? And like from
That's
a
crazy.
creative aspect, or just like even in the business world,
Mm-hmm.
like this is I see there's two types of people. There's people that's gonna try to use AI that's gonna fail because they're using AI in the wrong way, and they're just gonna collapse down on themselves. Like
Right.
they're just gonna ruin themselves because they just no more can think freely, and so they relying on AI for every single thing, and they just gonna be another generic person just like the other person that's doing it. So there's gonna be no more creativity and no more I don't know, just it's just gonna be everything's gonna be the same. It's gonna be like, all right, that like what's the next thing that's gonna come out as just like that? Or there's gonna be people who use
It's
it.
gonna make people lazy.
Yeah, lazy too.
So, yeah,
lazy too.
100%.
But then R is gonna be make people who are highly active and that do things
Right.
on a high momentum that is gonna be a great tool for them to where they can do a lot more
Right.
things now.
They definitely
because,
teach it in school. Like when we was younger in computer class, they would say, "Look, you don't believe everything on the internet. You don't believe everything on a computer and stuff like that."
Correct.
And then they should teach it to where, look, this is a tool. This is how you use AI to advantage,
correct.
but you can't cheat with it. But so like we just bought our house, okay, and I wanted to see what my house would look like.
I think I
whitewashed,
seen you saw.
lime
I
washed.
seen. Yeah, I seen it.
I put it on Snapchat, and so it was lime wash, and it had pretty sure it's called foliage in front, plants and shit.
Mhm.
And then in the back, I did the same thing where see what it looked like with the pavers that we bought. And I mean, it works like that. That's a good way to use it. But
Right. Well, and it's just like, I guess I'll put it from something like from in our industry where we're seeing a lot of people try to like utilize AI as like for a lot of their marketing needs and things like
I
that.
was supposed to say like a commercial.
So, that's what I'm about to get with it. So if they use an AI, let's say, to build a website or whatever the case
Mhm.
may be, you're not going in there and you don't have nothing that's like user specific that you created that's different from everybody else's. So
Right.
whenever the algorithm goes in and looks at it, you just another number with all these other numbers that made something exactly like you. Like you're not customizing your back end things. So it's just like all these people, they thinking that they're using it and they're going to be getting ahead or whatever. No, you're really just falling behind because you're not using it in the
Right.
right way. Like you can use AI to do some things on it, but you don't use it to build the whole thing and then launch it. And
Right.
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like
Well, it's good to like, let's say you wanted to start a lawnmower business and you type in on AI, hey, my name's Toby. I'm an amputee. I want to start a lawn business. What's a good name? And then it would,
absolutely pick out some names and
Right.
go
Did it
through
give you
it.
any
and-
names?
Yeah.
I've done
Sounds
that
like you.
before.
yeah. That's a great way to utilize it.
Right.
But like, don't go into it and be like, give me a $5 million business plan and tell me
Right,
the exact
yeah.
steps that I need to do this, and that. Because half the time, you ain't gonna get.
All right, this is fucking funny, but fucked up. I was just thought of a name like Leg Up Lawn Care. Like
I don't remember which one it gave me, but it gave me a few good
it gave me. Did it really?
good
It played
ones.
on the amputee
Yeah.
thing.
This
That's
dude.
fucking crazy.
But so going back to prosthetics, you said AI is a tool. This is a tool. You gotta look at, especially if you're a new amputee, and you haven't gotten a prosthetic yet, or a lot of people struggle with it. But you also got to remember this too: is that most of our patients are diabetics or people who have vascular problems.
Yeah, 'cause
So-
isn't that like the number one cause of like losing
Amputations,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is
I'd say
diabetics.
diabetes, yeah. So you go from not taking care of yourself to getting a wound. You don't walk in 3-5 years. You amputate your leg. You think that the leg's going to just save everything, but you ain't walked in, a long time, especially at 6 years old, doing nothing, dude, your body done.
Damn, they
Shot
got kids
itself.
that's diabetes at 6 years old that's losing
No,
their
no,
legs?
no.
Okay.
Most
okay.
kids, lawnmowers.
Huh?
hmm
Like that's the number one accident?
I'd say, yeah, probably so lawnmowers.
What?
Cutting toes off and stuff, yeah.
Well, hey,
My little sister.
that happened to Matt's brother.
Well, my little sister.
That's what happened.
I cut off my little sister's pinky on accident riding a
On what?
go-kart.
Go-kart?
Go-kart. She tried to stop it. No, she tried to stop the go-kart when we were younger.
Yeah.
And like I was turning around like to bring her back to the carport, and she like tried to stop and it got caught up in the chain, but they ended up reattaching. Like her pinky was just hanging off,
Yeah.
but they ended up reattaching it.
Yeah, you
and,
don't
like, she
really
could
need
use it.
a pinky toe.
Yeah,
Or a
that happened to
Boy.
Matt's brother. He fell off the lawnmower and his arm
Matt.
went under.
Mhm.
Matt Brickyard.
Chardonnay?
Yeah, his brother. That's how
I
he
have like
lost it.
15 different mats. in
Well,
there.
I know, but I mean, that's how he lost his arm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say for kids, lawnmowers, or I mean, the only time I've ever seen anything else would be like cancer or born with a birth defect, you know. But I'd say lawnmower is very, very common. Super
said
common.
in adults, diabetes is like your number one customer base.
Yeah, diabetes and poor circulation.
So you scouting customers right now. Just get them ahead of time.
Yeah, but what I'm thinking about right now is you don't tell them like, hey, y'all can't stop this before. I ain't nowhere as close to getting diabetes, boy. You better.
I mean, look, I know. Hey, listen.
I don't know. He's winning the
but my-
challenge so far.
I haven't never had sugar in like 3 days.
I'm sure
I
people,
don't even have sugar in
they
it.
find out that they're diabetic and they're like, same thing like when I hurt my foot, you know, I was like, nothing's ever happened to me. You know, you don't feel invincible, but you kind of think you're invincible. When you get a cut or something like that, you're like, it'll be fine. But what happens if it gets infected? I mean, you normally never have infection, but you know.
Me, I think I would survive anything. That's
Right.
in my head.
Right, me
like,
too. That's how I was.
I can do anything. Like, and I have to
Right.
believe that, or not, I'm
Exactly.
gonna be freaked out. You know.
And so, you know, you go through your life thinking that you are invincible. Then the doctor, you're 50 years old or whatever, the doctor say, hey, you're diabetic now. You know, you got to take care of your feet because that's what ends up happening. You get sores on your feet, and then the sore gets infected. Then you lose toes. And then once the infection's into the bone, I mean, you got to go up to wherever the infection stops.
Is this like really fat people?
I mean, I wouldn't say fat. Diabetes all about
It's about controlling blood sugar.
yes,
My
and
father-in-law,
insulin.
he's-
Insulin.
Insulin, yeah.
My father-in-law, he's pretty thin.
Most diabetics are.
And he's a
he-
diabetic.
Yeah, they had to cut off like half of his foot.
Wait.
So when he
Yeah.
walked my wife down the aisle, he
Why? Wait, but why? Why did he get it? Like he was eating a lot of sugar or something?
It's
Maybe
not so
he
much
was
eat. It's your
younger,
body's
just- yeah.
deficient
Your
in
kidneys.
it's
Your kidneys.
insulin and
yeah.
I mean,
different things
you
like
can
that.
be skinny. And
Some
get
people
diabetes.
just don't work good. Their kidneys.
Yeah, right. Your
And
kidney messes up.
what do you help? How are you destroying your kidneys? Like what are your kidneys taking?
I mean, they could just fail. I mean, I don't know.
Sugar can be a huge,
Sugar.
huge factor.
Powerade.
Insulin
primarily
or whatever,
sugar.
but I think sugar is your
Fried chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sugar.
But eating like shit,
Panda Express sometimes.
eating like shit,
Stupid.
drinking drinks, dude. When I met my old lady, she drank at least 8 Cokes a day, Coca-Colas. She
I mean,
still drinks a lot,
I'm
but
guilty. I don't do it no more.
Dude,
but I'm
ain't
guilty
no
of
way.
drinking like 2 Powerades a day at least.
that's
minimum.
not shit.
No, like 2 Yeah, it is.
No,
dude.
the
Each one-
Powerade is not good for you.
Dude, it's not.
really?
It's like
Fuck
2.5,
no.
sir.
That's
2.5.
That's because Powerade's meant. The whole reason Powerade
It's a
you get it
hydration
is
Yeah, it's a
thing, but-
hydration
for
thing
when
while you're
you're
sweating.
you're on the
Yeah,
field
I know,
burning
sweating,
through
Yeah,
all
running
but
that.
the
down.
problem
Yeah.
is Nick doesn't have to
Yeah.
replenish anything. He's just
I'm
drinking
just drinking
it.
them, dude. I'm just chugging them,
Yeah,
bitches,
I
and they
mean-
good.
He's not exercising.
But yeah,
That's a problem, dude. They're so fucking good.
Yeah. So diabetes for sure. And then, like I said, what ends up happening is you lose a toe. Okay, let's say you lose all your toes, like you saying. So once you lose all your toes like that, well, now it's kind of hard to walk. So when you walk, you don't have a toe, so you don't have that.
What's
know-
an early sign of it that you said that somebody can like figure out if they like how? What's an early?
Diabetic?
Yeah, like when you stop
mean,
feeling your toes.
Going to the doctor.
Oh, well, you go to the doctor eventually, but no, you still be able to feel your toes. It's just that maybe you don't know, but I'm pretty sure like you get weak, you start feeling like shit. I think that's
Like a lot
early
of
causes of it.
dizziness, nausea.
But you're gonna go to the hospital before you lose your
Yeah.
toes. I mean, you know, unless there's some people whose kidneys fail and their toes start turning black and getting necrosis, and they just amputate. Like
It's fucking scary.
I think so. I knew a lady. She had I think it was kidney issues. She was septic or sepsis or whatever, and
Yeah, that's not good. That basically means like you got like shit
yeah.
or something in your blood.
something like that.
Your
Yeah,
blood's
I
becomes
probably
toxic.
should know a lot
Yeah.
more about this, but
Who?
I said I should probably know a lot more about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But so anyway, so she took a pill that made all the blood to your body, I believe, or something like that, go to your organs to keep you alive. It's called Limb or Life. She lost both her hands, both her feet, and survived. But there's a few people I met like that have, you know, they end up losing their feet and
Well,
hands.
That kind of sounds like that guy that he got a weird genetic mutation in his body where I forgot what it was, but like he'll go in the ocean and he can only live in warm climates. He'll go in like the ocean or whatever, and then all the fish and sharks and everything will just
Aquaman?
they'll just come
I was
start-
about to say
No.
King Triton.
No, they'll just come start swimming to him and shit.
Dude,
But if he goes-
let me find out you were watching The Little
No,
Mermaid.
I swear, dude, this shit's real. If he goes anywhere that's cold, he can't go anywhere that's cold because if he goes anywhere that's cold, his feet and his hands, he has to wear like special gloves and shit, or they'll like start to like freeze off.
That's crazy.
I forgot what it was. He has like high concentration of something in his blood that attracts the fish to come just buy them.
Well, that's so vascular
weird.
people that have vascular problems. Normally, it's the arteries in your thighs, I guess, and they stop getting blood back from your toes, and you got to go in there and put stents to open up the veins and everything like that to get your blood going back and forth. And then, but yeah, that's one way. Normally, people that are diabetic only lose their foot, not the knee. Well, I guess it really just depends. But a lot of our patients are diabetic, and you know, I've only ever met probably like a handful of patients that are around like my age, you know. But that's another whole thing that goes into a prosthetic. Like I said earlier, you know, if any of y'all got y'all legs amputated, you probably do pretty good because you're able-bodied right now, you know.
Well, some of us.
Once you're, 60,
Talking to you,
65, and you lose a foot or a leg, you probably been battling something for a while, so you've been down. You know, at 65, if you've been laying in bed for 3 years not doing anything, your muscles pretty much depleted. You know, you're not gonna be able to just shake back and then get back up on the
I
horse.
feel like just like 6 months of that, you pretty much.
I mean, yeah, probably so, but I'm sure maybe 6 months.
That's like what you hear about, like those people like getting like bed sores and shit.
Right, exactly, yes.
And then they throw them in hyperbaric chambers and stuff to kind of help them out.
Right, so they'll do that for diabetics too. They have an infection in their legs or something like that. They're trying to heal it. They'll put it in those kind of things. So I see a lot of that stuff in hospitals and stuff. But pretty much what I do. Talk about what I do now, I guess. So I used to build prosthetics, and then I had a hit. I was working for a company. I ended up leaving, and then I thought I didn't know if I wanted to be in prosthetics anymore or not, because it just building them's cool and all that stuff, but I felt like I just wanted something more. There was something more for me out there, right? So I ended up leaving one prosthetic company, and I was going to go probably try to get a job in the oil field, which thank God I didn't. I probably would be miserable because I really do love my job, and I feel like I don't go to work. So I ended up actually getting in contact with the owner of the company I work for now, OPS, Orthotic and Prosthetic Solutions. At first, he hired me up as a technician to build prosthetics and help out like that. And then we ended up coming up with a plan for me to go to school and get certified as a orthotic and prosthetic assistant. So I moved to Shreveport, ended up doing that. And then also, I told you earlier, I'll say it again. He said I had 2 rules, don't sleep with a therapist because, you could ruin, so we go in nursing homes a lot, right? So he was like, don't sleep with a therapist, don't get nobody pregnant. Well, of course, I was up there for like 3 months, and I met my wife. Well, she's not my wife yet, but she will be. But we have 2 kids. We're engaged, need to be married, but every time we're going to get married, I keep impregnating her. So, anyways.
Broke them rules pretty fast, basically.
Yeah, I broke those rules pretty fast. And then ended up going to school, taking some classes, and then taking the prosthetic assistant and orthotic assistant test. And that's where I'm at now.
Oh, so you passed them?
Yeah, I passed them about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that.
So then what now you basically now what you doing with them?
So
kind of just like help him out and like do
right.
actual examinations and stuff too?
Yeah, so pretty much our company, our slogan is like, we travel to you. Okay, so that is a huge deal when it comes to people, maybe not to me or y'all, y'all can drive to the office. Of course, we have an office in Baton Rouge that is a clinical office, so you can go inside and see somebody, Right. But let's say you don't have a ride. You can't drive. You're 80 years old. You can't drive. You got no family, or your family works. Now, you could take transportation, but that's horrible, I'm sure. You probably got to wait around for transportation. Then whenever you're done with the appointment, it's just a hassle. So we'll come to your house and see you at your house and evaluate you. And then, of course, my boss is a practitioner, so he pretty much, he'll evaluate them, decide what they need, what they get. And then as far as, what exact prosthetic components is perfect for them. Everybody's different, As far as like me, of course, I go in the water. So what I need has got to be waterproof. I got a jet ski, I go fishing, I go hunting, everything like that. So it's just got to be strong and waterproof.
Oh, so some people might not even get waterproof prosthetics?
Right, yeah. Different things, the microprocessor stuff, super electronic knees. Some of them are waterproof, but some of them aren't. So it just really just depends on, what is your activities of your daily life.
I'm guessing too, like the different types, they probably go up in like prices and things like that.
Yeah. I could assume that, above knee prosthetics will probably get around $50,000, $40,000, I'm sure. Maybe more than that. I mean, our arms are probably in the 100,000s, honestly.
What?
Yeah. But insurance pays a lot for that.
Damn.
Dude, that's crazy.
And when I first got in this field, I asked them, I was like, why are things so expensive? And someone told me because they can charge that. That's why.
Well, yeah, you
Pretty fucked up.
charging an arm and a leg.
Oh, no.
That's crazy.
I mean,
I'm sure you hadn't heard that.
That's where the
joke
saying
before.
came from, huh?
That's a
Shit.
good one. That's a good one.
Oh, you haven't heard that one yet? I mean,
Oh yeah, I mean,
shit, man.
that's where the saying comes from.
But yeah, I mean, and it's just, it's whatever you. Luckily, I work in the field, so I've tried different things. The type of prosthetic that I use is a pin suspension. So you know how I got that lock? It just clicks down in there.
Mm-hmm.
But when I first was an amputee, I used what's called a suction system. I had a sleeve that
Yeah, you had like a carbon fiber one, didn't you?
right. Well,
Yeah.
they all should be made out of carbon fiber, but
Yours looked like it was carbon fiber.
correct.
though.
Yeah. So you could put any design. You could put that shirt on there if you wanted to. That's kind of what we do. We tell a patient, hey, if you got a shirt that you like, you bring it in, and then you just put that on the outside before you put the resin.
What y'all do? You hydro dip them or something?
No. So after you layer it up on top of the mold and put the carbon and everything like that, you'll put the shirt, cut the shirt, sew it, and then
Oh,
lay
you can
that
actually
over.
put the actual shirt.
Correct.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and then use clear resin over it, and then it absorbs it.
That's pretty cool.
You know, they got artists on like TikTok and stuff like that who specialize in doing custom artwork.
For
on those?
prosthetics? No, I
Yeah.
didn't.
I had watched one clip on TikTok, and it was the Ink Masters episode where they painted them, and then I started getting suggested like people who do that for a living, doing
Mhm.
custom paint jobs on the different prosthetics.
Hydro dipping's pretty cool.
Yeah, no,
That's
I would assume you could probably do some cool shit with that, and it probably it lasts.
Right.
You know?
I like how the whole thing would be hydro dip because my foot's a different thing, the pipe's a different thing. Another thing too is you can get it made look like your actual leg, but I'm too rough for that.
Have you ever had any mishaps where you just like didn't accidentally tighten up something and your like foot fell off?
For me,
Like you
I mean,
you had
yeah,
those kind of
yeah.
things happen.
So when you're putting it together, you use Loctite. But let's say
that's got to freak people out. Just all
Well,
this shit.
it's definitely a
Blue
lawsuit waiting to happen.
Like blue Loctite?
huh?
The blue
Mhm.
Loctite?
Yeah. Well, it comes in the red, but the Loctite itself is blue.
Yeah.
The container's red, but it's blue.
Yeah, but it's blue.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the kind of
That's
Loctite you use.
crazy. Loctite.
Because I mean, I'm sure it's
yeah.
like anything. You got to maintain
Yeah,
it. You got to
use-
make sure
use
everything. I
the
mean,
same
look,
Right,
stuff you
so,
use.
shit backs
um,
up. Shit. I mean, and
So I don't use Loctite on mine because I end up going in the water and it rusts together. Like if I tried to unscrew this, sparks would fly everywhere because I just got to break the screws loose. But if you deliver it to somebody, a patient, you definitely use Loctite. It's just 100% have to do that because if you don't do that and a patient falls, definitely
Yeah.
could sue you or something like that. Definitely don't want any lawsuits.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Very,
you got to
very
make sure.
cautious about
Yes,
it, yeah.
absolutely.
so like pretty much anytime they need to interchange anything, they come to y'all to do it. So it's not like
So, okay, well, here's the deal. Some companies will tell you that you void your warranty.
Got you. Okay, that's
But
kind of,
are you gonna really tell somebody that they can't? Okay, like let's say if I go from these shoes to boots, right? My foot now is on
Right.
the heel height right here. So if you put a boot on or a dress shoe, it raises the heel. Are you gonna
yeah, it's kind of crazy.
right? So you got to adjust the foot for different shoes. Like
You
if
got to come to me every time you want to wear a different
Yeah,
pair
I'm
of
not
shoes.
doing it. No, if you're able, it really just depends. If you're a strong walker and pretty smart, I mean, you got to be an idiot to not use a screwdriver or a wrench. So, but yeah, I would show you how to do it and then kind of tell you, look, this is how you adjust the leg. Make it,
Y'all tell them that they can do that, and I don't say like we are gonna void y'all warranty.
I mean, I don't really. That'd have to be
yeah,
a
that
boss
was
question.
yeah,
but
boss question.
but as like the girl I was telling you that lives in Pierre Part,
Mhm.
she'll do it herself, swap feet because like I said, she got one foot that you wear high heels. I'm not gonna go out to her house and change her foot every time if she wants to do it. You do that on your own.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing like you buy a brand new vehicle, I guess. And if you want to have, if you get a brand new vehicle and do you all change yourself? Do you void the warranty? I know certain things you void the warranty, like if you put exhaust, but
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, you don't void the warranty
Yeah,
as long
yeah,
as you
yeah.
keep a maintenance record.
correct, yeah. And I mean, I guess you wouldn't void the warranty, but we would tell you, hey, look, if you're gonna adjust this yourself, you can't sue us.
That's like
you
a
know?
company. You go buy a pair of shoes and they say, "Look, you got to come to us for us to put them on."
Yeah.
Every time,
Yeah,
like
right.
no.
So, but yeah, it's definitely adjusting it, different things like that. But as far as like, when you do those adjustments, you just tell them like, look, if you mess it up and you end up hurting yourself, it's not my fault. You did this yourself. I'll come out and fix it for you. But
Help you out.
yeah,
But I ain't gonna pay for your hospital bill if you break your face.
Exactly. Yeah, right. But most people that like a lot of our patients are. I guess it really is 50-50. You know, you get some people who's strong walkers right off the bat. I could tell from the first time I meet you if you're going to do good or not. Some people surprise me, but a lot of people are lazy. Like I said.
I mean, you probably get depressed.
Well, okay, super mental. It's 80% mental, 20% physical. The physical part is definitely not the easiest, but the mental issue, that's what's really bad, you know. If you can't accept it, then you're just going to, you know, it's going to eat at you a lot. But if you can be strong, push through it, say, look, this is the cards I've been dealt, you know.
Yeah.
I've got a 3 and a 7, but I'll be able to make, you know, a flush with this, you know, something like that.
That man's playing poker.
Yeah.
No, I feel that, though, because, like, I feel just like with my rheumatoid and shit, you know, like, I got to fucking do other shit.
Arthritis?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I have RA. But I've been having that since I was like 13 or whatever. But I just got to do things just a little bit different than everybody else, you know?
Yeah.
Just change it up a little bit.
And that's the biggest thing about amputee. Learning to, because it's definitely a hassle in the beginning. Because, you know, I don't just put my regular, you know, skin in this. I got a liner. You got to keep that clean. It smells like ass if you don't wash it.
Well, that's what I was about to ask you whenever you said about making it look like your real leg. Like, what y'all put, like a gel substance or something? Or like
on the leg
it'll
itself?
feel like a leg too?
Oh,
or?
no. It's all the outside. You just take foam and you grind the foam to make it look like it has a calf and all that. And then
So it just looks like whenever, like if you put
you
on
got
pants.
shorts on, it looks like a real leg.
Oh,
right.
Even with shorts?
Right, yeah. Well, from far away, you can't really tell. Because a lot of people don't even notice that I have a prosthetic, even when I'm wearing shorts. Now, of course, if you look at me, you can tell. But if I walk up to you, you're not going to, like, you know, you don't ever do that. So you'd have to already notice it, I guess. But yeah, if you have shorts on from far away, you probably couldn't tell. But when you're up close, you definitely be able to tell.
That's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like they gonna probably just have some crazy shit within the next or a few years, like 5 to 10 years, as far as that goes. Just with everything with AI that's happening.
It's moving so fast.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They might invent something that. So far, the only thing that I've seen that's pretty crazy is osteointegration, which is where they shove a rod in your bone and they somehow close it and your skin's sewn together and there's just a rod and you just click out.
Did y'all see that thing where they
What
just...
you mean you click in and click out?
You don't have a socket or a line.
Like it's like a quick change?
In the end of your leg. There's a metal rod sticking out your leg.
Oh.
And you just click into a foot and that's what you use.
Oof.
I bet if they do it right, though, that would probably be the most...
Right, yeah.
If they,
But yeah, because the bone would probably fuse to it.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
Correct,
so it's
correct.
like part of
Yeah.
your bone now.
Right.
So it's like,
Yeah.
But see, the problem is, let's say
what if something hits it right there and then you snap?
I don't know, but I do know you can't get it. Of course, bone cancer, no shot. You know, or brittle bones, or if you're prone to infection, I don't know if you're never going to be able to close it up all the way. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the skin does grow around and it does close, but it's probably super infectious and stuff like that. So
Probably got some things that they need to get through. Though.
right, yeah. Well, I do know that it took a while. I don't know if they're doing it in the U.S. I know they're doing it in Europe, but maybe
They're doing
not.
a lot of things in Europe because, like, I ain't gonna lie. I watch that little show sometimes with my fiance Taylor. They got the show Balin or whatever. She's the girl with Tourette's.
Right.
And she's like famous on TikTok and all. Well, they have a show on her, and it plays on HBO. And she's funny as hell. Like straight up, she's a funny ass. We need to have her on the podcast. I wish she'd come on the podcast if we could get her. But she went to Europe supposedly. Taylor was telling me the other day, and they have like a device that they put on their wrist or something like that, and it sends like an electric pulse through her body up and through her nervous system into her brain.
When she wants to.
Well, no, just like at all times.
Oh, like she said, I don't know if you ever seen it, but she said some wild shit.
Yeah, I know she's got Tourette.
Yeah, well, like
No, but like
it cured. Like, and I don't know if it cured her, but like her Tourette and stuff. Like all her family, I supposedly was like crying and freaking out, like because like she didn't tick no more or nothing.
I think another reason why a lot of people go to Europe to do that because healthcare is free in Europe. I want to say, I'm pretty sure,
or less regulated, maybe. For sure, less regulated.
Well, in Canada, isn't healthcare free?
Canada, it is.
I think Europe is too.
I want to say it's free.
But then it takes like 7 months
That's
to
where
see a
all
doctor.
prosthetic stuff are made. All feet and knees and stuff.
In Canada?
Yeah, I think there's only one company they
Well,
make them in.
That makes sense though, because they're probably sending everything down to here and not even helping their own citizens. Because I'm being
Maybe
so
so.
serious right now. Like people in Canada say like if you try to go to a doctor in Canada, they're like good luck.
Right,
Like you ain't seeing nobody for a very very long time.
right.
So I don't know.
Wait, did I say they're made in Canada or did I say
Yeah.
made in Europe? Made in Europe.
Oh,
Prosthetic components are made in Europe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I meant Europe. Right, like Germany. Like there's a thing called Autobach, and they make feet and knees and stuff like that. They're out of Germany, and then this is Fill Hour. I'm not sure what Fill Hour. This foot's made by Fill Hour, but it's a bunch. Or they got Oser. That's another one that's like I don't know, Italian, German, something like that. But
I mean, I would assume everything that's like
I follow
nice
a lot
around
of people on
here
Instagram. Yeah,
comes
that's
from, like,
that
those areas.
live out there. Yeah,
Hmm.
bunch of cool stuff.
That's actually interesting. Think about coming back with like a Ferrari plated.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can do all kind of stuff. Which I mean, really, if you got if you like the socket part, like I said, you can put any shirt on there, so you
Yeah.
can put a Ferrari or whatever. But yeah.
Had y'all got any weird requests? Like, I don't know, something to do out of the box. You're like, look, can't build you that kind of leg. I don't know. I'm just
No, I mean, I'm sure have gotten weird requests. I don't know if we've ever turned anybody down on anything. I mean, we've gotten a lot of cool stuff, like a bunch of LSU stuff that's pretty cool that we put on there. Or there was a dude that had Louis Vuitton all over his leg.
that's crazy. That's some shit Nick would do.
No, I would not. I
Yes,
would not put Louis
yes, you would
Vuitton.
do.
No, I would not. No, I would not.
I have
No,
a
I would not.
Rolex leg.
No, not even,
Yes,
I
you
would
would.
not put no brand on my body like that. Absolutely
He's
not.
so full of shit.
Yeah.
Full of shit, nothing.
He's so
It's pretty but it's pretty cool that it's so one thing about prosthetic is that it's a niche field, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's not that many people, like how many people y'all know that are in prosthetics?
Not in prosthetics. I know like a few people with prosthetics.
So
How many people you know? You just like
Oh,
leap it
I
off
thought
like,
you meant that like
I
are
think-
in them like have,
no,
yeah,
that work in the
No,
field.
like that
oh, the
in
work
the
in the
field.
field?
Yeah.
No.
I think just you.
I know one.
I mean, I knew
Besides
one.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I knew one guy back in the day, like we talked about earlier.
Right, yeah,
but
exactly.
other
So-
than that,
So they have like
Back in Nam.
no. Yeah.
they have probably 4 or 5 companies all throughout Louisiana, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
we all go through the conference, so we all know each other, right? If you get into the field, your name's gonna get passed around. People are gonna learn about you, especially if you do good work. Then people are gonna know about you. But one crazy thing is cutthroat. That's one thing I've noticed. It's so bad.
Like any other industry in this freaking world.
Right, yeah. But it's it's pretty terrible how bad it is. They got to, and one thing for sure that is good to focus on is that it don't matter where you go get your prosthetic from, as long as you're getting taken care of, as long as someone is helping you out.
Damn, y'all be beefing like that?
I mean,
think about it, dude. Like
Fucking leg
when they
wars or
special enough,
something,
you
boy.
got
Y'all be
fucking legs
fucking.
going for 50,000 a piece.
what's crazy is that like we don't beef with nobody, but people beef with us,
Yeah.
which is
Crazy.
kind of wild,
Well, I mean, you probably do good work.
right? And I think it's fun. Like my boss, he put it on Facebook. Like we set trends, and then everybody else is catching up to our trends. Like we started traveling to people. They said, "Oh, that's never gonna work. Who's gonna do that?" Now everybody's getting
Traveling and yeah.
3D printing. We started doing 3D printing stuff. Now everybody else is doing 3D printing stuff. So
Gotta be the innovators.
right, exactly. And it is pretty cool. Like I said, it takes error out of it. That's the cool thing, and it's pretty quick. And eventually, I'm sure it'll be, some pretty unique stuff coming out of 3D printing to where we could maybe deliver that to somebody. I've had a 3D printed leg for a while, but it did break on me. Now I am very, very rough on it, but it did last 1.5 years. That's pretty long. Normally a socket will last depends on how much you shrink, really. So let's say you get your leg amputated, you probably could be in that first leg 6 months because you're gonna shrink so fast. And once it's too big for you,
What you mean, your leg? Because you lose muscle, I'm guessing.
muscle, fat, swelling. I mean, when you first have your leg amputated, it's huge because it's so swollen. And then you start wearing a leg and you slowly shrink down.
Okay.
If you ever see a guy who's by the time I'm 70, 80 years old, my legs gonna be bone, no, just skin and bone, no muscle.
that leg, that's your right one.
This one, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like all the way from right here.
No, I can work out my thighs still.
Oh, okay.
Right.
But you talking about?
From the knee down, right? It's just gonna be super, super small. But that's just because I can't your calf and everything work your foot. I don't have a foot anymore.
Right.
Now I can still, if you grab my leg, I can still flex my calf. So maybe it might not completely go away. There might be a little bit some left there, but yeah, it's kind of just over time your leg will shrink, and then you got to wear socks.
That's so wild. You don't even have a calf, but you flex.
I have a calf.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a calf still.
Okay.
I just don't have the foot. Right.
Oh, I'm thinking of your ankle. I'm thinking.
Right. No, but I can do that.
A calf. Yeah, but that's what I was thinking.
Kinda.
Like right now,
I used to be able to. I used to feel it perfect, but now since it's been like 10 years, I can't really feel it.
So on that, what kind of like rehab did you have to figure out and do?
Okay, so I did 2 days of rehab at Wellness Center, and I told them I'm not coming back, and I just did it.
Really.
So what did you
It
do?
was-
What did you do on your own?
Well, yeah,
then?
I did a little bit of rehab
Just
too.
walked.
They don't.
So for
I'm not trying. I don't want to talk shit about the wellness center or nothing they got going on, but like I went there for my hands.
Oh no,
and
they
my
did
wrist.
great. They it's just me personally.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I didn't need it.
Yeah, you could do like I could go grab
Exactly.
I could go grab a thing of Play-Doh and play with that and make a few figures. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's what I was doing.
And
at
also
least.
too, I was 21. You thought I wanted to wake up and go to fucking
No,
physical
yeah.
therapy? After being in a hospital for so long, I just got out of chemo. I was like, dude, I'm not doing this shit.
Yeah.
Fun fact: I was finished chemo. A week later, I moved to Baton Rouge and started working. Like I was still sick, bald, and everything. I moved in with 4 of my friends or 3 of my friends in Baton Rouge in a rent house. It's pretty cool. We'd go out every night.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was bad. But yeah, what you had just asked?
I said, what stuff did you do?
Oh
on
yeah,
your own?
rehab. Okay, yeah. So some people need it. So to learn the motion, like we was talking about earlier, if you're above the knee, they tell you kick a soccer ball, like with your hip, right? So you swing your leg forward and then you got to catch the heel and take a step. Well, if you have your knee, you don't have to do that. You just kick out and it's heel and then you roll to the toe. Heel, roll to the toe. When I started walking, I was using crutches. And when I went to therapy and pretty much I learned how to walk up and down stairs the first day. Okay, that was super easy. But then on the second day, and the reason why I didn't go back is because they made me put these like spandex shorts on with a zipper that goes around my waist. And I guess they fill it up, and I zip into this balloon thing on a treadmill, and I guess they fill it up with helium or something. Makes you feel weightless, or it might just be air. I don't know. So you feel weightless, and then I was full sprinting as fast as I could. So I was like, if I could do this, it just takes some time for my leg to get used to it. I could, be able to walk pretty good.
That's actually pretty crazy.
And then, so I go out to Q on a Tuesday, and I had my crutches, and I threw them in the back of my buddy's truck. I said, I'm not taking these things in there. I just limped around Q, and I'd never use crutches again. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
But they have other people that get prosthetics, and they just never. It's too hard for them.
Well, no, it's
and they're lazy.
That's why I feel like it's more of a mental thing, like for everybody, because like
Right.
I feel like you were just like, man, I'm not about to be no bitch.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
what you was
100%.
thinking.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
exactly what you was
yeah.
thinking. And you was like, I done fucking made it through this shit. I'm about to fucking live my life.
Right. And that's another thing too, is that like now, like since then, so I take cancer and going through that as a blessing. Okay. The person who I used to be, I'm not saying I was a piece of shit, but I wasn't the best friend. I wasn't the best son to my parents. I wasn't the best, I didn't give a fuck, honestly, about anything. And then when I went through chemo, I had like 9 months to sit down. And when I had my leg amputated and everything, I had just time to sit there and think about my life and the type of person who I was and who I didn't want to be. And I realized that, I might not have been the best person to certain people. And after that, I tried to just do things the best of my ability and correctly and live my life how it should be. And then also to live it to the fullest and just do as much as I can, That's why, you can ask Hannah, my fiance. I'll tell her. I'm never home, which is probably bad.
Well, no, yeah. I see you on Snapchat, and then I see all of a sudden you look at, you go and walk around, you at a different hotel room, and you put in the AC as low as it could go.
Yeah. So that was before I had kids. But yeah, that was pretty cool. So I'd go to these. So we have an office in Shreveport, an office in Jackson, and an office in Baton Rouge. And so basically, I would travel through each office during the week.
Mhm.
I would stay at Margaritaville in Shreveport a lot. And then shitty hotels in Jackson. I hated Jackson. It was horrible.
I just remember you going up at every single time, and you would literally go to the lowest setting.
Yeah, it had to be cold in there. I love sleeping in the cold. But yeah, prosthetics are definitely gonna be pretty different in the like when my kids are like old enough to have kids. and I'm an old grandpa, there probably gonna be some crazy shit.
Oh yeah, you probably could be running around with them with a freaking mechanical one.
Yeah,
You know
maybe
what I mean?
so. Yeah, I mean, you got to think of like my grandfather when or in the
He's probably
50s or
walking
something
around
like
with
that.
a fucking piece of wood.
Right. So that's what they used to do. It used to be a piece of wood, and they would carve it out of wood and stuff like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Like machine. Yeah, well, I saw
like a lathe.
Yeah, I seen a guy turn one down like at the machine shop. Like they do a lathe,
Uh-huh.
like they turn down a piece of wood. And dude made him a leg.
Oh, you talking about them things that like it spins fast?
Well, yeah, lathe.
And then,
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know it was called lathe. I mean, I'm not a woodworker, you know.
Oh, I mean, I'm just saying.
I didn't know I had to go into the shop and that's what the lathe was called, you know.
Yeah.
My bad, man.
No. Yeah. So they used to do that, and then, like I said, I'm pretty sure in the 90s they went to epoxy resin and made it, lighter, and then aluminum and titanium parts and stuff like that.
Yeah, that would make sense though. Like epoxy is the lightest thing that they figured out to be able to use for it.
I mean, 3D printing socket. That's one that I used to have.
Uh-huh.
It was insanely light, and for me, lighter the better.
Yeah,
Some
but what are
people
you
don't like
using? What was the filament?
that. I think it's called CPX or something. It's a carbon infused filament that they print out, and it was pretty strong. But like I said, over time, so every amputee is different. Some people lean to the right side, some people lean to the inside, some people lean in the back, and whatever. Well, I tend to walk on the inside of my leg. That's why I had that spot right here.
Mm-hmm.
And so the ear, we call the ears, these part, the inner ear broke off,
So yeah,
which I could be using medical terms right now, but I'm just kind of lame.
no, yeah, don't, because I mean
Like,
nobody else is.
The
probably
inner
know.
would be the medial,
medial.
and the outer is the lateral.
We might have some doctors watching this.
I hope nobody's saying this dude knows what the fuck he's talking.
All of a sudden you're going to work on Monday or tomorrow, whatever. Your boss be like, "Toby, what the fuck were you talking about?"
Hey, that's okay. But no, what's pretty cool is that we don't just do prosthetics, of course. Like we also do orthotics, which would be bracing, back braces, mainly a lot of AFOs, ankle foot orthotics. Like if you had a stroke and you can't pick your foot back up, you have drop foot, you don't want to trip over walking on it. We do AFOs a lot, going into hospitals and stuff. But yeah, back to your question. As far as like the physical therapy, some people need it. Some people just can't figure it out. And if you can get over the point of the mental block of having a prosthetic and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this. We see a lot of different types of people that some people think they can't do it right off the bat and they eventually are able to do it. Some people think they can do it and they realize it's not a cakewalk for them and they give up and it sits in a corner. And then they want to do it again. So then you go to their house and then, you're going to build them another leg, which I think is kind of messed up. You probably should just try to use the one you got. But if you've lost weight and now it don't fit no more, well, you can't use that one. So then you have to get a new leg.
Oh, so even if that's the case too, like if you lose weight and gain weight too, that
Right, yeah. So if you gain weight, your leg will get a little tighter. And then, of course, sometimes they have like inner liners in the leg where you can take out and you have a little bit more room. But most of the time, yeah, if you gain a lot of weight, you got to get a new leg. If you lose weight, you got to get a new leg. And they're not cheap.
I was about to say, dude.
Thank
so
God I work for them because
yeah,
I get
well,
everything.
I was about to say,
pretty
like,
much free.
So what, dude? Like, if you happen to be a person that body is kind of volatile and you sometimes you lose a lot of weight. So
diabetics, they have fluid, right? They swell up sometimes, they shrink sometimes, they swell up sometimes. You know what a BOA system is? BOA system, they got them on boots. It's a little knob. You slap the knob and you tighten it up.
Yeah, tighten it up. Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
so we put that in a
snowboard.
prosthetic.
I was like, yeah, I know why I know that is.
Correct. Or they got wrist
snowboard.
splints, do the same thing. So you could do that as well. You put a BOA system in it with windows and little
It just makes
pads.
it adjustable.
Yeah, and then you can loosen it up, tighten it, loosen it up, tighten it. So that's a good.
You never been snowboarding or skiing?
Yeah.
You like?
Yeah, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, and then you just turn.
Yeah.
So I went snowboarding for the first time a year after my amputation, and it was fun. Of course, hurt myself skateboarding. So I can still skateboard. I can get on skateboard right now. Probably eat shit and hurt myself because I'm about to be 30. And
yeah.
When you fall down and you're getting old, it hurts forever.
It hurts.
Yeah. I'm not a little kid anymore. So, but anyways, I go.
You used to like ollie and stuff?
No, I could ride. I could ride a bull probably. I haven't tried, but yeah, I could just push myself and go.
Probably wouldn't try.
Right. Yeah. So snowboarding, it seemed like it was. I never did it before. So we went to Breckenridge and I did the bunny slopes. Went down the bunny slopes like twice. I was like, okay, I can carve on my heels and I can carve on my toes. And I didn't think it was so bad. Well, they're like, hey, we'll go up the mountain, but we're not going to go to like anything crazy. I'm like, okay, cool. We get to wherever we're at, straight down. I was like,
That was
y'all
on
like got
blues or
him. I
greens?
don't fucking know. We could have been on double diamond black. I don't know, dude. It was just not fun. And so, no.
They what? So what did? So you just
They left me.
You took your time riding down though.
Yeah. Which I was able to. Which I didn't. I wasn't able. Like once I was tired, I couldn't carve on my toes anymore. So I would just go and like power slide a little bit, and go and then power slide a little bit.
That sucks.
Yeah. And then I seen them stop, and I wanted to kind of show off. So I went. I tried to carve on my toe, and I just backflipped down the mountain.
Oh my god.
Dude, it hurt so bad.
That
I was
sucks.
like, dude, when I get down there, I'm done. So I got to the bottom of the mountain and I took my leg off. The end of my leg was all purple, and I just left my leg off, and everybody over there was like, what the fuck? Like freaking out. But yeah, I just sat there and drank, waited for everybody to come back.
So you didn't go snowboarding back again after that?
No, but I want to. I think I can do better now.
Snowboarding is fun, dude. And then like I don't think it would be like that.
I wouldn't want to go back to Breckenridge.
Listen, this is the deal. I don't think that you can. I don't think that you need to go snowboarding with a regular group of people like you did.
Right.
That first off, and then number two, I think you need to go.
Wait, what?
Like not go with some dickhead friends that's just gonna leave
Well,
you.
yeah.
Right.
Ass.
Which they didn't leave me far.
But
They
still,
just went.
Yeah,
you know?
they just went. Yeah.
And that's why I think another reason why I
With
want to go to
somebody that's
Breckenridge.
gonna show you.
Right. Well, I can do it. I understand. It's just also
Well,
too, it was
even-
ice.
Well,
It
maybe
wasn't
just start off
powder.
on a
Well, I would-
slower.
Well, I was gonna say too
slope.
is I would assume they would have some type of special inserts because
What
what
do you
do
mean
you
inserts?
like for your?
Well, no,
you
that's
gotta
what you
change your
said.
foot,
No,
whatever.
No, it
I
fits in
just
the-
put it in a boot.
You just put in a regular snowboard boot.
Yeah.
I had to take a so
He's
I had
got
a
it in a
different
regular
foot at the
shoe?
time. It was a bar that went down. It wasn't this like spring thing.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
And so it was a bar that went down, and then I took a pool noodle and wrapped the pool noodle so the boot has something to
But
bind.
even
to.
what I'm thinking of, Toby, you probably wouldn't even need to put on a boot.
Right, and just
you could,
attach to the bottom.
Yes,
of it.
attached to the board.
So
dude, you
gotta
would be
have something
fucking
like that.
crazy, huh?
Right,
I
so
bet you'd
I'd-
be sick at it like that
There's a
though. 'Cause, like, you
girl-
Yeah,
parted
but
the
time
board.
out. But don't you want it to break away from the board? Because like
So you don't
that's
fuck up. Yeah, but he ain't got nothing. If it breaks away from the board, then
Oh.
I mean, even when I was on it, I don't think when I fell down, I didn't break
No, but I'm
away from the
saying
board.
like
I
if
was
you.
in that.
But I'm saying that if you attached your bottom part to it, then you just wear something that where.
But then it's just
That's-
gonna come off
it
of
It
his
comes
knee.
off here, right?
Yeah, it's gonna
okay.
come off his
Correct.
knee.
Right,
That
Which
way
I guess
you
it
don't-
really wouldn't matter at that point.
right,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
But I would want to do it
That'd
with
be
a boot.
legit, dude. That'd be something that you need to freaking try to design and
So
fucking
they
make.
have that. So I've actually
okay.
follow a girl on Instagram. Her name is Brianna Huckabee or something like that. She's an above knee Paralympic snowboarder.
Oh shit.
Above the knee. And I don't know if she goes into the boot or not, but I have seen other ones where they sit on it and it kind of attaches. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
You could make
but-
like an attachment where you, like you
Right.
said, just click in
Yeah,
like
right.
to the rod.
But
like
what happens when you?
when you get to the end and you need
Yeah,
to,
what you gotta do? You got a foot in your backpack. You got.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
fucking
So-
right.
That's not bad.
But it worked pretty good with the boot. The problem was that my leg wasn't strong enough at the time because, like I said, it was ice.
I
So
mean-
when I was going down the mountain, I was just.
Well, I'm just
hitting
thinking
the
about it.
bottom.
I just
You
think.
should wear it around your neck. Like,
A foot.
I'm just thinking it'd probably almost be like
on a chain.
maybe
yeah.
a little bit less.
when you
'cause,
get
like,
to the bottom, you just
one
click
of
it
the
in.
reasons that I get tired and like fatigue whenever I'm snowboarding is because my fucking ankles and all my fucking shin shit right here is all fucking tired
Right.
from trying to go bah bah
Right,
bah,
right,
you know?
yeah. And that's another thing too is that I probably wasn't in the best of shape. Like if you go snowboarding, you gotta like do some
Oh, yeah,
cardio.
you gotta-
insane cardio. Because
Dude.
what's fucked up, you just get a ski pass for 3 days. Dude, after one day, I was done. I didn't go back. We didn't even go to second day.
Well,
I was
went,
so tired.
I went about not the last time. I was actually in good shape the last time, but the time before that, I went and I was not in the best shape. I was probably looking like what I look like right now. And dude, whenever I tell you, everything was a fucking mission. Like
right.
just to get up the mountain, just to walk to the fucking ski lifts.
Yeah.
Whenever having to walk with a board, and all, you out of breath, dude.
Mhm.
And it's like you have to be in shape to go snowboarding.
So it's such a, and I never traveled north. Every time we went on vacations as family, we would go to like,
Florida.
well, yeah, go to the fucking beach. I hate the beach, dude. I hate sand so much, especially now, even worse. If
Oh,
you get sand in this, you get sand on your floor for the next month. It just gets everywhere.
It just keeps on
don't-
falling
Yeah,
out.
it don't stay in. But yeah, going to Colorado was pretty cool as far as like going to seeing, you know, what snow looks like really.
How long ago you said this was?
2017.
Okay.
So that was almost
A few years back.
almost 10 years.
Was Colorado
9
fun?
years.
Was Colorado fun yet at that point?
What you mean?
mean fun
Yeah.
yet?
I mean, it was
yeah.
legal?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we've been going to Colorado since 20.
I think it was legal in 2010 probably.
Yeah, like
Probably
we've been
been a
going to
long
Colorado
time.
since 2016 or something like that for breakfast, snowboarding trips for with college.
So if I would go back, I would want to go somewhere where it's not like I felt like, which I don't really know, but I see videos on TikTok and stuff like that of people just going. And it's not like this. It's like this, but
No,
they're going
no,
through
like,
the trees and
this
it's
is
like
the-
nature.
this
My
is the
sister and
deal.
them just got back from
You went to a
Montana,
good spot.
Big Sky.
Breckenridge would be the spot that you need to go. I'm gonna tell you why. You first of all just being with your condition, just in case if something would happen. Breck
Right.
has the
Yeah.
most kept up pass. They also have the most people that's like watching and going and
Right, yeah.
people that go like if you go anywhere else, not saying anywhere else because a lot of places is still gonna be somewhat sort of safe.
Yeah.
But dude, some places you go like and you see the signs like they don't have people that's going to check those tracks and making sure that everybody made it down.
See,
the
and I didn't
mountain.
even know that either.
You know what I mean? Like
And that must be why they do the card, like the ski lift, because you
Oh,
scan
yeah,
in
yeah,
and
you
then they
scan
scan
it.
you out.
yeah,
Right.
no, you don't get scanned out. Where you
Oh,
got
really?
yeah, you just scan in and you go up the mountain. But like, you better hope you have some friends. Look, I'll be honest with you. I don't snowboard on any blacks or double blacks or any trails without having a group of friends knowing where I'm gonna be at, and then
Right.
they probably like
Well, I
most
know
of the
they have
time are with me.
The tree things, like if you fall on, like if you go where a tree's at, you fall straight into the tree, right?
Oh yeah, well,
Like-
it's just because it's a deep patch of snow. That
Right.
happened to me.
Yeah,
Almost
that's
hit my
sketchy.
head on a rock. I actually think I talked about it on the last episode, but that's exactly what happened. I was going through trees, but especially being a snowboarder, you can't really necessarily navigate some of those spots as easy as a skier. A skier, they're just going straight flat and they're staying on top of the snow. I mean, whenever
Right.
you snowboarding and you going in these trails, you have to dig in, you have to carve in
carve,
and stuff.
exactly, yeah.
So, I mean, dude, you can really get messed up
Yeah.
and you just got to be an experienced
Yeah.
rider to really be riding
And
through trees.
snowboarding's, like I say, it was really fun. I'm glad I did it. I would go do it again, but then you risk, getting hurt. So
Well, I
that's,
mean,
and that's in everything you do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I said,
snowboard, I would risk getting hurt any day of the week
Yeah.
just because like that's my number one. That if I would want to do anything for the rest of my life and there was a chance I would die while doing it, snowboarding.
yeah.
Snowboarding.
I guess because I just never done it a bunch. I just did it once.
Oh,
and it was a fun time, but it wasn't that great.
Look, whenever I tell you, once you figure it out, and whenever you on the top of a 10,000-foot mountain, and
Yeah.
all you see is white, and you don't see nothing else, and you go down a slope, and you about to hit 62 miles an hour,
Yeah.
you feel like you feel like you the king. You like you don't, dude. I had Mike Rodman by Mike, playing in my ears, just going down the mountain board, grooving, feeling myself. Oh, dude, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it. The
I like,
adrenaline rush.
So I like I've been fishing a lot, riding boats a lot, especially
Yeah.
where I live at. on
Wait,
the river.
did you get rid of your street bikes or?
Yeah, I sold it. Yeah. Whenever I met Hannah, she didn't want me to have it no more, which I don't blame her. But it was kind of crazy because a lot of people lose their legs from motorcycle
That's what I was
accidents,
about to say.
and then I bought one after I lost my leg. So I just didn't have a back brake, which you technically don't really need a back brake. You just really all in the front.
Dude, so I'm living life on the edge.
Exactly, yeah.
You didn't have to worry about losing a leg at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, still had another one.
Yeah, I know.
50-50
That's
stop.
another common thing. Motorcycles. A lot of guys who I met that lost their legs from motorcycle accidents. It's just dangerous. It's not about how you ride; it's everybody else.
Yeah, that's what I said. Well, I talked about this on a podcast too, but I watched the guy lose his life on a street bike coming in to work one day.
Really?
Yeah, right in front of the church over there. The dude passed me up going like at least over 90, probably like 100 something. And I literally thought in my head like, yeah, that dude is definitely about to like fuck up. And not even 4 seconds later, I'm like just watching, and he's about to like take off again on a straightaway, and a car the motorcycle
So sad.
flips up, and I'm just like,
That sucks, dude. But that you ever had any near death experiences or anything like that?
oh, plenty.
Really? Something that really that stands out that changed your life for sure.
Shit, I could tell you I almost lost my arm in a bobcat. My dad,
Machine.
The
I thought you meant
machine.
like a
Yeah,
fucking
no, not
bob-
that.
like
That'd be
tack.
crazy. Yeah, I was fighting a bobcat. And I fucking
No, I definitely like almost drowned to death whenever I was younger. Like I didn't know how to swim. I was young, and I actually remember that like it was like yesterday. I jumped in a pool, and we had my uncle had like a 12-foot pool, and I jumped in like shoes and everything, thinking I could just swim. And I sunk all the way to the bottom, and they didn't know where I was for like 20 or 30 seconds. And then my uncle ended up jumping in and saving me.
That's so scary. Because
Yeah, but
now
like,
that I have kids, I think about that.
I was young whenever that happened, though, so I was like,
But that just happened this week. You seen that post on
no.
I thought it was Morgan City.
Or no, like that's why I tell everybody around here, anybody I meet, like, dude, if you live in fucking Louisiana, you should know how to swim.
Oh,
No,
100%.
but that's not how it was. What happened was, it was out in Morgan City. The little girl was playing outside on a swing set, and supposedly like was locked in like one of those like lock-in swings, you know, where it can't get out. And I think somebody went inside real quick, and then the little girl like wiggled her way out, got out, ran into the water, and like they couldn't find her. Well, then when the dad came out and then noticed the little girl was like face down in the water, hurry up and grabbed her. She lived though. They brought her back. They did CPR. I was like, it was just happened. The airmed was just in.
I think, I mean, you don't even have to know how to swim, and you could swim. You could just tread water, but people panic because they think they don't know how to swim, so they're like.
So if what people don't know is, and even babies know it, like newborn babies. That's why
that shit's crazy.
Yeah, whenever you see them throw them babies
that
and
shit's
shit.
crazy.
Man, I hate watching that shit. I can't do it. Look, my wife got me to go watch that. Oh man,
dude, they understand it though. Like if you literally just make this like your face the highest point that's gonna be the highest point that floats above water.
Right.
But if you start sticking your hands up, that's gonna be the highest thing that floats up.
Right.
But I want to jump in and say, man, they just the person like
they throw your kid.
Well,
Yeah,
they just
that's
do that,
crazy.
and you just like, oh, I was like, oh fuck,
It's fucked.
and Mel's like, oh no, watch, she's gonna turn up. I'm like, oh man, I don't know about this.
Oh, so Mel had you go watch y'all kids do it? What you got scared or something?
No, not scared. It's just it's hard to watch.
How old were they? They were young. All
Fuck, 6 months.
Yeah. That's right.
But it's crazy. Like they just like.
Austin was scared of that bitch.
I was like, man, that's
bitch,
crazy.
don't throw my baby. What's wrong with you?
I was just like sitting there and they're just like flopping around the water. I'm like, holy shit! Like, come on, turn over, son.
Dude, I can't. I couldn't do that.
Yeah,
No
that's
way.
some wild shit.
Yeah, having kids that's another thing. So not only cancer changed my life, but for sure having kids, like doing things differently, looking at life differently, for sure. And especially like our newborn, she's got cleft lip. You know, she just had surgery and stuff like that, and just seeing like before, it's not that I didn't really care about things that happen to people, but now like, you know, if it's your kid having surgery or something like that, it's like it hits you differently rather than anybody else in your family or even you know?
Yeah.
Like when I was going through chemo and cancer and stuff like that, it is what it is. We're going to make it through it. And if we don't, hey, you know, at least I had fun while I was here.
Yeah.
And then, but I definitely think that God had a different plan for me.
We had briefly talked about this before the podcast, but we were talking about like genetics and
Right.
I was
Yeah.
telling you about my foot issue and leg issue.
Right.
And did they ever go to you and was like, tell you and your wife like, hey, we need to check the kids, see if this might be a genetic, like for some reason the cancer. If it was
no, but it is
No?
genetic
Okay.
from my family though, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Me and unless my wife's just telling me that shit, I don't know.
Yeah.
But she
No.
but my cousin has cleft palate, and then somebody else in our family has something too. I think,
Okay.
and then I think my mom, like the
Yeah.
thing that's in the back of your throat, the little uvula, I think it's called. So my daughter has two. My mom also has two, and I didn't know that.
No shit.
You can have two of those?
Yeah, it's called a split uvula or something like that. It's split in half.
What's a cleft palate? Like that's something like right here?
Cleft palate is no roof of your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And your daughter
So it's
has
like
that?
it's like setback, like
yeah.
everything.
And she had a cleft lip, so
Yeah.
she had it was split right here.
So what y'all do for her?
So she had her surgery already. Well, for her lip, it looks good, but the palate will be at 1 year old. And I think they go in there and put something, and then it grows.
How does she eat?
She drinks a bottle. For a
I'm
while.
so confused right now, dude.
So-
I don't understand it. Like
So for a while, it would come out of her nose. So your mouth and your nose are connected, right?
that's what did the palate stops, right?
Right, but she didn't get a
Correct.
palate yet. But of course, she probably learned how to keep it in
Without
or something.
going out.
Yes, I believe so.
That's crazy. I
know.
didn't realize.
Yeah.
So like, damn.
So she can't make a suction on the bottle. Now she can because she's got an upper lip. But before she had just pieces in there. But what's even crazier than that, so I go through chemo, okay? They tell me it's a 50-50 shot that I'll be able to have kids and create sperm, all right? So before I start chemo, I go to a freaking doctor bust one in a cup. They freeze it.
Just in case.
Dude, hey, was the most awkward thing ever, too. They give you these magazines and DVDs. I tried the DVDs. It was skipping and shit. Wasn't
They
worth
didn't
the
even give you no good shit.
Dude, no. Then the magazines.
Dude, why you didn't just look at open up your phone? What?
You didn't have no service. I didn't have no service. So, and that's pretty shitty though, dude. I had to like go backwards. Yeah, trying to fucking bust one out
Hold
to
on.
just
What
pictures.
What
sucks.
DVD you got? It's like some bank, some
Well,
bag.
dude, imagine how awkward that is for them. Like, too, like, I don't know.
Some
That's
jank
their
ass.
job.
They do it every
That's
day.
They
their
gave you
job.
some
They
jank ass porno, like
Yeah.
was it Backdoor Sluts number 9?
I would just walk in there and like if I had to do it, I'd be like, this is for science, guys. Like, I don't know. Like,
Well, it's a bunch of people going there. I mean, it's for different things. People could go in there that can't
They
have
done burned
kids,
them
or
DVs
their
out,
wife
boy.
can't have kids or something. So they go in and they doing this stuff. But it
That's
was so funny. She was like, just put in a cup and then knock.
of course,
on
it's a woman that's giving it to you. and shit.
100%. So there's this little slide door, and she's like, knock on the door when you're done. Well, I forgot she said that, so I'm just sitting in there, dude. 45 minutes goes by. I'm
They're
done.
probably like,
God.
you know they talking shit. He's like, damn, this dude's really going to town.
Yeah. So I just
He's
sitting
watching
there.
the whole season.
I was about to say that dude done watched episodes
Dude.
6 through 9.
He like, sir, you
Well,
only need to watch one. Like,
Well,
come on, man. He's watching all the DVDs.
So
Nobody understood
it
it.
ends up, she ends up knocking on the door, and she's like, "Are you okay in there?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've been waiting for you." She's like, "You've been
I'm waiting
never-
for you.
It's probably a bad thing to say, but she's like, "You're supposed to knock on the door and tell me you're done." I'm like, "Cool." So whatever, we do that.
He was like,
okay?
I came 4 times. Hey, y'all got another cup.
I got
Hey,
you
supposed-
Another cup.
You're supposed to refrigerate it right away.
Right,
It's been
yeah.
sitting there 30 minutes.
They had to go buy another deep freezer for this dude.
That's so funny.
Did you see it like that? It was like that movie, Ted. When that
That's what I was just thinking about. I was about to ask, what movie is that when they're trying to fix it and then it just falls on and gets everywhere?
a whole frame for Toby.
Yeah. So, anyways, I
Oh,
finished
fuck.
chemo, and they get me to they want me to come back in to test. So I go back to test, not producing anything. Okay. So now I didn't take any safety precautions for it was actually 7 years until I had my first kid, but just everybody, and just blowing and going, having a good time with everybody.
You
And
would sound like, don't worry, I can't have kids.
yeah, yeah, and it really was true. That's what they told me. And then it's so funny because I actually told Hannah that. I was like, yeah, I can't have kids. She's like, okay, you're good. But like a month or two goes by, and she's like, hey, you need to go buy a pregnancy test. And I was like, okay, ain't my first rodeo, we're good. And she's pregnant. I'm like, oh, fuck. But everything worked out for the best.
You didn't start going back through the contacts like, oh,
Yeah,
shit, do
yeah,
I
that's
got
what
kids
I'm saying.
somewhere?
That's how I kind of want to know. Like, you probably
Well,
would be
I don't
like,
think so. I'm sure they would have told me.
No, I'm talking about you. Talking about her. Like, hey, I'm not supposed to have babies. I go and
Right.
check her.
Well,
No,
oh,
I
right.
just-
Yeah. Well, we've spoke about that a bunch of times. She was like, it's 100% yours.
Yours,
I
yeah.
wouldn't,
That's
'cause,
crazy.
I mean, dude, honestly, I
I didn't mean it like that.
Well,
No, I mean, you might have kids running around somewhere.
she's gonna kill me for that one. But so, it's funny though because she, dude, when we first met, I wasn't making no money. So why the fuck would she pick me? I'm sure there was our past boyfriends or whatever probably made way more money than I did. I don't know. Maybe I was the coolest.
It's not all about making money.
100%. You're absolutely right about that.
It's not all about it.
So yeah, so then she ends up getting pregnant, and but I was like, thank God it was her, the speech therapist with her own house, doing great in life, went to college. Because see, like I had, whoever I was with before, had girlfriends before, and when I was looking for Hannah, I was like, the next person I'm gonna get with has to check all the boxes. I was tired of the same old shit, the just not, I wanted someone with goals because I had goals for myself. I was in school to be a prosthetic assistant. I was on the road to doing what, you set goals for yourself. It's probably the first time in my life I ever did that. And then I was about to reach my goals. So I was like, feeling probably big ego and stuff like that. Well, when I met Hannah, she just kept checking all the boxes. And so that's whenever I knew, I won't say I knew I wanted to get her pregnant, but I mean, I was okay with it,
Yeah,
It didn't
for
really
sure.
worry me, but she worried the fuck out of her. She's like, fuck, I don't even know this dude. Like, I gotta spend the next 18 years with him.
The next 18.
Yeah. But we made it work. And then we're engaged now. But like I said, yeah, we're supposed to be getting married, but every time we try to get married, she
Have
gets
another
pregnant.
kid.
Yeah.
But that's not a bad thing to have, being that you didn't think that you could have kids ever again. You know,
Right, and now I got 2 kids. So yeah, which we're not having no more. We're done after 2. Shop's closed.
Don't get a vasectomy.
I didn't. She had a C-section and they, I guess, tied her tubes or something like that.
And this is to all our viewers: don't get vasectomies.
So like now that you have kids, would you just told them like, oh yeah, y'all can do whatever y'all need to do with that the freezer?
No, they still send me.
They still.
St.
You
Jude
still, so you still
paying
have
for
it just stashed away just in
no,
case?
No. St. Jude
Oh.
pays for it. It's in Texas. They send me like letters in the mail saying like, hey, just let you know we paid you a year fee of keeping your sperm frozen. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't
Thank
send
you.
anything back. Yeah, fuck it.
How much it costs?
I don't pay it.
No, how much?
I don't know. I don't look at that. I don't know.
Like on like.
Well, I will say this though. I did look at one of the.
So what happens if you
bills.
don't pay the fee? They just like send it back to you.
I'm sure they throw it away.
You just toss it out.
Yeah.
And what did they label it as? Like toxic biochemical waste? Like,
Yeah, probably so.
Sell it to some
But-
pervert online.
Going through chemo.
oh, dude.
When I would go through like chemo and I stay in a hospital, I did see one of those bills. It was like $600-something thousand for me staying in the hospital for like 5
Fuck.
days.
Yeah, but no, they knew they was charging St. Jude's.
Oh, 100%.
So they
100%.
inflated that for
Yeah.
sure.
And if anybody wants to donate to something, St. Jude, 100% is the best, I think. You know,
St.
they
Jude.
really
Money,
are working
not-
miracles.
Money, not sperm.
But yeah.
Yeah,
Don't donate
yeah,
to sperm.
don't.
to St. Jude.
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm glad you clarified that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody else's hand was right there. So I mean,
No,
I need to do a background check on this guy pretty soon.
Yeah, that's not good.
You know,
But you know, it really and
movie industry. Yeah,
Hey.
checking boxes right now.
You work in the movie industry
Yeah.
now.
Calm down, Harvey Weinstein.
but it really did like it sucked over there, dude. Like it's a fucking depressing page. Like if you
Oh,
if you ever want to like get like come back down to earth.
Well, my sister Brooke, she was a pediatric oncologist,
Oh yeah, okay.
and she had some.
I think I met your sister.
Yeah, you did. I'm pretty sure you did.
Yes, I did. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Brooke Sanchez.
Yeah.
Or Hugh, should I say?
Damn.
Oh,
That is
she was.
true.
She was actually. Yeah, she was actually an oncologist at the same time that you actually would have been there.
Correct. Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
you
I did meet your sister. That's crazy.
curly hair.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember what she looked like, but I definitely remember meeting her.
I remember you asking me or something, or we talked about
Yeah.
it before in the
Yeah.
past.
Nah, but what you said though, back in the hospital, like the children's hospital or whatever,
What you
St.
mean?
Jude, like
You
well,
were just saying it was.
no, no, I know it's
Now your
depressing. No,
sister
listen,
was at the one in Memphis, or she was the one in Baton Rouge?
Baton Rouge.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she'll remember me.
No, what I was saying was
I was
when
the
I-
only 20-year-old in that bitch. They said it was like a.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask her.
They said it was like a breath of fresh air because I was in that motherfucker cursing, having fun, having a good time, watching Breaking Bad and shit.
And they
Fucking-
didn't have to see a kid holding a teddy
yeah,
bear.
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
dying.
Going from one room and it's probably fuck you up. I don't know how those people don't
Well, no,
drink.
well,
They're
Brooke-
probably alcoholics.
Brooke, the way that she got it, she would like call my mom and just like spill everything
Yeah.
out and cry and shit. And then, I mean, that's the thing. That was one of the reasons I think she ended up getting out of it or whatever. Like she was
Yeah.
like, I just can't, like she couldn't do it.
Oh,
no
I can
more.
imagine. You know, but they do a run in St. Jude in Memphis, like a I guess it'd be a marathon or something like that. I want to eventually go try to do that and run that.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Especially if you
Full circle. You know.
full marathon.
No. I'm saying life's a full circle. Like,
oh, yeah.
like me being there from cancer, and then I come back and I'm actually
running
I'm
for-
running. Exactly.
Oh yeah, dude, they would probably eat that up too. You would probably be one of the main people out there. I mean,
Right.
they probably got a lot of people that go and do that. Though,
Probably.
I assume for the same thing, just to kind of raise awareness.
Right. Exactly.
My guy's telling me right now that we kind of gotta wrap up. Do you want to give out a shout out? Is there anything else you want to touch base on that we didn't really hit that you want to cover while you're on the episode today?
I'm sure when I leave here, I'll be like, damn it, I
I should have said this.
Yeah. But no, if you know anybody that has a prosthetic or needs a prosthetic, or you know anyone dealing with anything and they maybe want to check out our company, it's Orthotic and Prosthetic Solutions. We have an office in Gretna and Baton Rouge.
You can find y'all on all social medias, basically.
Yeah. I believe our Instagram handle is @thelegguy, but I'm not sure. It might be, but it might not be.
Probably need to check that out.
Yeah.
We'll throw something in
Okay.
and we'll look it up.
Yeah. In the description or something. Just look.
Appreciate you coming on, bro.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
You get to issue, try killing me. Eliminate all contenders.